Kevin, am I right when you say Comic-Con 2013, the only name that comes to mind is Slash?
Yeah, right.
Right? Guns N' Roses, Velvet Revolver, Slash's Snake Pit, and now Comic-Con. What the F?
Well, I produced a horror movie, and so that naturally brought me to Comic-Con to promote it. So
now, what do you do as a producer? You hire a director, writer?
I'm let's see. I hired the writer came first. I was given a script and I thought, yeah, this would be great to produce. It's a long story, but anyway, so the writer came first. But then I went and I found the director and we got together and we cast the movie and we put together all the special effects teams that we wanted to use and the mixing studios and the actual location where we're going to shoot it and all that kind of stuff.
Forgive me for not knowing, but where did you learn any of that?
Well, I'm just I sort of made it up as I went along. Okay. Yeah, this was definitely totally out of passion. I'm a horror movie fan since I was a kid with the Hammer movies back in the day, and I was given the opportunity to produce a film, and I said I have no aspirations to become a producer, but when I was given a bunch of scripts to start going through, because this person who gave me the scripts thought that I would make a great producer, because I knew so much about movie making and about stories and what made great stories, what made bad stories, what's wrong with the horror genre, what's great about the old movies, blah, blah, blah. And so once I got into it, I had some assistance from my partner who has experience in this, and we just did it together. And
it does seem like movie producing, like opening a restaurant or buying a yacht, is an easy way to just lose your ass. I mean, it can be expensive, right?
You don't put your own money into producing, you borrow it.
Oh, there's the answer. So basically,
then you got to find people that trust you enough to loan you the money. Yeah. And that took a long time.
What are some of your all-time favorite horror movies?
Well, Rosemary's Baby is one. That one had a direct influence on this movie, Nothing Left to Fear, that we just did. But I'd say, like The Exorcist, original Night of the Living Dead, The Omen was a big one. And then you go back, there was like anything with Vincent Price in it back in the day, and Bela Lugosi's Dracula, Quasimodo, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, all that really old stuff. King Kong, Vampires at Midnight, all these really, all huge.
So pre-CGI, basically. I mean, these are just actors in creepy situations that you just couldn't shake days later.
Well, the thing is the reason I'm doing this, one of the things that made it exciting for me was that there's certain elements of storytelling that have been dissipated over the years, which is because everything is so instantaneous, sort of like shock and awe happens immediately as soon as the movie starts. And there's no story, there's no characters that you sort of invest in, and I sort of wanted to do something where it would more or less bring that back, or at least do it for myself.
Right. So. Now you've done everything there is to do in the music business, but you're starting from scratch here as a new player in the movie business. How do you go around knocking on doors and getting distribution, getting in theaters, and getting people? I mean, your name obviously helps.
The name helped. The name helped at least to get people interested in listening to what I had to say. So
film festivals? Is that something you can do with a movie like this?
You can. I'm not doing any film festivals for this one as of yet. It's being released in October, and we didn't make any of the film festivals. Actually, no. You know what? We did put an ad up. We put an ad up at Cannes, but
that's just as good.
We haven't really done any of the film festivals, but that's if you can get a foot in the door that way, that's great.
Yeah. How about music for the movie? That seems like something you'd have some input on.
That's part of the attraction, because the perfect movie going experience is obviously the visual, but the marriage between the audio, the actual music, the two, when they're combined and they actually work together, is to me is the ultimate entertainment thing, right? So being involved with the music was part of the turn on of doing this.
Could you be in the movie and get killed or something if you wanted to be?
I suppose I could if the director thought that it was appropriate.
You think you could die convincingly?
I couldn't act to save my life.
Have you started working on your Oscar speech yet? Just in case.
Yeah, right.
Gotta know.
Horror movies don't tend to get Oscars, but if it happens, I'll call you up and we can write one together.
Which, by the way, is super bogus, because there are some horror movies that are among the greatest movies ever. But you're right; they just, for whatever reason, the Academy says no.
Comedies and horror movies.
Yeah. Who's in the movie? Anyone we know?
Clancy Brown, you would know, and he's somebody that I knew, and I didn't know his name, but he's
one of those guys who's a great actor. But
he was in Shawshank Redemption. He was the warden's sidekick.
Okay.
And he was also in Bad Boys way back in the 80s. He was the friends with Emilio I can't remember his name now. And then he was also in Highlander. He was the bad guy in Highlander. Really great.
So you're arm wrestling Rob Zombie for the Halloween movie of the year, basically, right? Like that's his month. That's when Rob always comes out with his movies. So you're taking him down now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I actually wasn't thinking that at all.
I've tried to start a beef here, Slash.
I don't
Come
think
on.
he's got a movie coming out. His movie already came
And
out.
you've already won.
Yeah.
You kicked his ass.
Yeah, I
Slash.
was actually very pleased to have it coming out in October.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, it sounds fun, man. It sounds like it's
You'll dig the movie. It's
Yeah, it
cool.
sounds
It's
awesome.
cool. Yeah.
Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
What's the exact?
So bizarre sitting between you guys.
Yeah. Pretty sexy, right?
it's the worst.
Not at all.
It's the worst threesome you've ever been a part of. Am I right?
It's like, can I leave now?